As the crisis on the border continues, an even more disturbing problem is rearing its ugly head under the cloak of immigration. The illegal trafficking of young males and females by violent gangs and cartels. Conchita Sarnoff, the executive director of the Alliance to Rescue Victims of Trafficking, joins us. All right, good evening, Conchita. You believe that many of the children brought across the border are escaping not only from poverty and the perception of crime in Central America, but from a life of crime as well. And let me see if I understand this. Number one, what you see are mothers running from traffickers voluntarily with their children. And then we've got mothers using coyotes who are then trafficking those young girls as part of a sex trafficking. And then we've got cartels who are bringing the male boys in to continue their drug trafficking operation. So there's almost like three reasons that these kids are coming in. Can you explain that to us?
Yes, thank you. First of all, thank you, Judge Jeanine, for having me on your show. As you know, there are 57,000 children that have reached the U.S. border in the last year. And many of these children have come here, obviously, as a result of extreme violence in their countries, extreme poverty, lack of access to education and to resources. And most of the countries in Latin America, at least the three countries that we're now seeing with a great influx of children, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, are basically being governed by a gang. The gang, which actually acts like a cartel, because according to the latest report, there are 70,000 members of La Mara. La Mara is the official name of the gang, which originated in the United States in Los Angeles. And La Mara, otherwise known as MS, is the gang that is now controlling the neighborhoods across Central America, controlling the drug trade, controlling the trafficking of children, and controlling the trafficking of weapons as well.
Okay, but one of the things, Conchita, excuse me, but one of the things that you say is that once these kids come across the border, and even when they're released, that they are still controlled by some of the gangs and coyotes bringing them in.
Well, the coyotes bring them in order for most of the migrants to come into the United States, they have to cross, obviously, through Mexico. And so the coyotes, otherwise known as polleros, usually are given, the average rate today is $9,000 by the mothers of these children. And they help the mothers smuggle the children and the mothers. What is happening today is that the coyotes also know the amount of money that is being made in the trafficking of children. So not only are the coyotes now smuggling the mothers and the children, they're now working closely with the cartels, specifically the Mexican cartels, such as Sinaloa, El Golfo, and others, in order to smuggle the children and then have them trafficked. And then once the children arrive in the United States, those children who have nowhere to go, who run away, of course, are at high risk of being trafficked again.
Okay. Conchita, thanks so very much. You can read more about this in Conchita's article that's featured in this weekend's Financial Times. Very interesting article. And coming up, your responses to my open from last week. This is your last chance to vote in tonight's Insupolar Christians Worldwide in Danger from Muslims. Facebook or tweet me at Judge Jeanine.